Hello and welcome back to the Howard S. Gerken. In this video we're going to show you a glimpse of the archaeology side of shipwreck diving. These dives were made on July 10th, 2016. The first thing I should mention is that the mooring line was missing when we arrived at this location. We had done dives 2 months earlier and there was a mooring line. On this dive there was no mooring line, so we had to set an anchor off the shipwreck. Prior to our dive, we sent the tape measures and weights down the anchor line in this mesh bag. In hindsight, a lift bag would have been useful for transporting the mesh bag to the shipwreck. Michael expends a lot of energy transporting the bag. He expels the air from his BC, which he had added to give himself some extra lift. We arrive at the shipwreck and get straight to work. Michael grabs a tape measure and some weight, and we head straight for the stern section so we can start our baseline measurements. Typically, we would have followed the mooring line straight to the stern and would have been able to start the measurements at that point. Lacking that option, we made do, but still kept a close eye on our air consumption. We run the line from the tail of the stern down the center of the keel 50 meters. Several unidentified protrusions are found sporadically on the port side. Michael finishes laying down the baseline, and we prepare for taking incremental measurements. We measured every 10 meters from the center of the keel to where the hull meets the sand. Taking accurate readings underwater is a slow and tedious process. It can also be problematic at times. It seems that the tape measure will get caught on anything and everything. Using weights is a good way to keep the buoyant measuring tape pinned down. Team 2 makes their way down the anchor line, but get turned around in the low visibility and need help finding the direction of the stern. Randy gets the attention of his team members, and then they make their way towards the stern. Team 2 has accepted the task of taking measurements on the prop section of the shipwreck. As they head for the stern, Michael and I finish our port side measurements. Michael lays the measuring tape down so we can use it for the second dive and signals to head for the anchor line. To avoid any confusion on the subsequent dive, Michael makes the decision to pull the anchor closer to the shipwreck. This is a strenuous activity to perform at 85 foot of depth and can quickly diminish your air supply. I take over carrying the anchor the remainder of the distance to the wreck. As we make our way up the line, we enjoy a bird's eye view of Team 2 taking measurements on the prop section. The team slowly disappears as we ascend into the thermocline. Passing through the thermocline also brings a welcome warmth. A sigh of relief as our bodies undergo a 30-degree temperature change. Two hours later, we go down for our second dive. Michael and I finish the baseline measurements on the starboard side and spend the remainder of our time assisting and recording Team 2. Pre-dive meetings, careful planning, and a prior knowledge of the shipwreck enabled us to achieve the measurements that we had set to do over the course of these two dives. Team 2 quickly makes their way to start recording where they took their last measurement. When taking measurements in a team setting, it's near impossible not to disturb the silt. Team 2 takes measurements on the prop section by using predetermined datum points. A 3-man team is ideal. 2 men at either end of the measuring tape and 1 man to record the findings. The measurements on these rough sketches, combined with the photos and videos taken, will one day help to create a detailed site plan of the shipwreck. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. There will be more episodes to follow.